the turn again.
Yeah.
In Heat G, Delta V proved dominant, taking out all comers to go undefeated. Grab, Crab and Baby Deadbod were left reeling, but with each going 1-on-1, the final match of the night decided who would place second. The Crab prevailed, and the first seeds fell. Will any more crash out? Let's find out.
Welcome back to Robot Rebellion 2024, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Jevon Woodrow.
And I am Anderson Hill, and I tell you what, Jevon, I am incredibly excited for this heat. Two former champions in Night Fury and Stratus tonight. Really excited to see how they're going to compete, but they're not the only robots in this heat. Anything can happen, as they say. Let's go to the fight cards and see who else is in this heat.
Thanks, Anderson. Joining our number 11 seeds, Night Fury, we have our first internationals of the series, Bert to Vert. Igor makes its return, and of course, the big wheels of Stratus. But first, the format. Here's a reminder on how the competition works. 4 robots enter into a round robin of matches, each fighting each other once, earning points as they go. The winner of the heat is the robot with the most points at the end of the episode, earning a spot in the round of 16, with second place heading into the play-ins for a last chance to qualify. In the event of a tied heat, a lockdown rumble will decide who moves through. The robots can earn 5 points for a knockout win, 4 for a judge's win, 2 for a judge's loss, and 1 for a knockout loss. Well, it's Robot Rebellion royalty tonight. 2 former champions lining up to fight later on. One of them is up first, however, Sam Griffin and Night Fury, the very first Robot Rebellion champions. This powerful horizontal spinner is very sturdy, but they have a lack of control when they get off balance. They are up against our internationals, Bert to Vert. Luca returns with a brand new robot. Of course, we had Han the Hammer last year. This vertical spinner has much zoom, but maybe almost too much zoom. We shall find out if that is the case in the arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going global for our first battle of Heat H as Bert to Vert, the Dutch representatives, are here to cause carnage. The vertical spinner 2-wheel drive has got a very good front end there, but it has a very tough opponent in the ever-awesome number 11 seeds, Night Fury.
Yes, Night Fury were the winners of the very, very first Robot Rebellion Championship all the way back in 2021. They performed very well last year. They made it to the top 16, and they are hoping to replicate their former success here. Also, just a quick warning to everybody, if you have sensitive hearing, I recommend covering your ears for this one, because Night Fury sounds like what can only be described as an angry fire alarm. So, just a warning for you there.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Up to spinning speed are both of these robots. Bert with a great box rush. Night Fury actually struggling to get spun up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a problem there with the spinner. Oh my goodness me, nearly got thrown out the arena straight away. That would have been a huge surprise there. Bert, of course, entered with Han the Hammer last time around. Didn't make the best fist of it. Came back with a much stronger robot this time around, and it looks fantastic in the early moments of this fight.
Now, it's been hitting some quite critical areas, I feel, because there are some wires back there that Bert has just been finding, getting round to the back of, and that tail looks a little bit floppier than it did before, but the siren is up, and flying across the arena is Night Fury. Another huge hit, though, from Bert. Huge sparks across the arena goes Night Fury, and that could be it.
It very well could be. It is KO'd. I think the link has been absolutely annihilated. Night Fury had absolutely no answer there for Bert to Vert, and that was a very dominant and very convincing victory for the Dutch Destroyer.
Awesome fight, that one. Huge damage. Night Fury, I don't think I've seen it boss around like that in a little while.
Okay, we are here with Night Fury. Normally we hear you fighting. This time the spinner just wasn't getting going at the start.
He just didn't let me. He's all over me. He just did a really good job driving. Never let me get up there.
And when you eventually got the spinner go, it seemed to be your own downfall because it just made you ping all over the arena.
I mean, I hit him to do that, so that's all right. But yeah, I don't know.
So what finally knocked out Night Fury in that match?
He's got the battery wire, actually. So the battery's pulled the connector out, battery's disconnected. Yeah.
So the battery is in a vulnerable location on the robot?
Not really, like it's in the tail, but the wire goes, I don't know if I can see it. The wire's just out a little bit where it loops out the side of here. And he's just managed to drive right in there and just nick it. Fantastic shot. Otherwise, the robot's actually fine. It's mostly just superficial stuff. Got thrown around a lot.
All right. Well, this is just one fight down of your group stages. How confident are you to progress in the tournament?
Well, Stratus is in our heat, so I'm not too keen on that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. That's all I got.
There we go. Well, hopefully a fresh new battery in that one, and you'll be back up to fighting again and making us all deaf with the spinner's noise. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with the tallest roboteer we have, with a pretty formidable robot here, Bert to Vert. How did that match go for you?
Pretty good. I didn't expect that. It hit very hard, and I'm scared a lot by Night Fury's weapon. I just knew I can't get it up to speed, because then it would be over.
Yes, Night Fury is a very well-known bot for being quite a devastating machine, but you took the fight to him and just stopped it dead in its tracks. Is that down to a good drivetrain or a weapon or a combination of both?
I think both, because it uses the Mars motors, the brush mode from Alice, and it shifts. It does like to wheelie. I also just, in general, my drive style is just put face with the fist and just see what happens. Just hit it.
And you're one of the international competitors that we have at this competition. How does the UK field fare compared to robots you fight back at home?
Well, I will say they're a lot better here. Like, we are getting there, but it is still here like the best that we have in Europe.
So there we go. You've beaten one of the best robots here in your first round. You've got a few more rounds to go. Good luck in the rest of the competition for you.
Thank you.
Returning to the competition for our second fight, the previous Robot Rebellion champion Stratus, Tom Brewster of Team Monsoon, brings the big-wheeled vertical spinner back to the competition. Attacking from above is their strength. They cite the pit as their weakness. I think they've forgotten the big filthy horizontals taking out their wheels. Igor, the lifting forks, return. We saw them with Fang last year, where they lost their seed ship. Same could be said for Stratus. This will be an interesting one.
Loading into the arena. Some very fancy wheels. Apparently they haven't been used since a fight against Grab Crab a few years ago. This is Stratus, Team Monsoon, who you might have seen on BattleBots, Tom Brewster. You might have seen him with Tauron on Robot Wars. You might have seen him here before, or other robot fighting events with his big-wheeled robots, or in fact his small-wheeled robot, Drizzle. He is fighting off against Igor, returning this year. They brought Fang last year as a seed. They lost their seed ship, but they have brought back some big old forks. And in fact, I can see some fork extensions on Igor.
Yes. I think they're hoping to get those into Stratus' weapon, personally, and control it around the arena. And speaking of losing seed ship, remember though, Stratus was reigning champion last year, seeded first, and it lost at the heat stages. So can we see a repeat of that this year, or has Tom finally got it right again, so we can see what it can do?
2, 1, begin.
Up to speed is Stratus very quickly. Igor, a very well-manoeuvred robot, and manages to get round to the side almost immediately, but gets hit, and one of those cheek pieces that's meant to protect it have been hit. And now Igor is upside down, and can they move from there?
I don't think they can, Jevon. I think they might be a little bit high-centred. I can see the wheels spinning, but there is no movement there. The count has started, and that was a very dominant, very quick win there for Stratus as it returns to its former glory. And could we see it win another Robot Rebellion championship here?
Stratus dominant in that fight. Some big hits. Everyone fears this robot. Everyone hopes that it goes down in a blaze of glory, but no such joy here. It's got its first win at the tournament.
Hello, Tom. Welcome back. Previous belt holder, should I say. What have we got different for Stratus this year?
Well, I'm hoping this year the wheels actually stay on to be honest. No, since last year I've done numerous reliability upgrades. Really, I've bulked up the hubs that hold the wheels on, and I've also got some different wheels. So in my first fight, I used these anti-grab wheels because I was a bit concerned that Igor would be able to grab me through the holes in the wheels. So I'm glad that it worked out in this case. It's good to start off with a win, and yeah, that's a good way to start things.
Igor's known for being a bit of a brick. Did you come out of that with any damage at all?
No real damage, no. I think towards the end I might have been having some radio issues. One side was being a little bit twitchy, I could feel it. Or maybe it was just because I'm using weird wheels and it was just driving weirdly, so I'm definitely going to get to the bottom of that.
Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing you perform well this weekend. Fingers crossed next fight goes all well. Yeah. Good stuff, Tom.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So, scary going into against Stratus, known for being one of the most damaging robots in the competition. How do you feel that went?
Probably how I expected it to go. I thought I'd get beaten. Not quite the way I expected. I think that the actual top panel got bent up and that's why I was beached. I couldn't move. The forks also, the link got broken, so I've got a few repairs, but it should be fine.
Is a lot of it cosmetic then? I noticed you lost one of the cheeks on one of the impacts.
Yeah, that shouldn't really have been on there. I left it on there. That's mainly for horizontals. I thought he might rip that off. But I've got spares, so it should be fine.
So a pretty easy repair job going forward?
Hopefully, yeah. I'm not sure about the drive. I think one side of the drive feels a little stiff, but I'll give it a go.
I have noticed that your heat is a little bit spinner heavy. Are you prepared for the worst?
I think now I've got the worst out of the way. I think I'll be better off.
You think Stratus was the worst? So
I didn't really have a defence against him, but I have against Night Fury, and I think I can lift Bert. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I look forward to it.
See there, Tom testing out his new wheels, ready for the next round where he will be facing, also top of the table, Bert to Vert, both of those on 5 points apiece, Night Fury the Seeds and Igor on 1 each, looking for answers. We will see them in just a little bit. As I said though, the new wheels, or in fact the old wheels, who knows which is new and old anymore. Stratus returns to the arena now, coming off of a big win. They have those wheels been tested, and now we will see if they work out for them. They are up against the Dutch destroyer, that is Bert to Vert. Lucas, the vertical spinner, proved dominant in their first fight against the Seeds. Night Fury didn't give them an inch to breathe. Will that be the same game plan here?
The almighty Stratus, very dominant in its first fight, as was their opponents, however, Bert to Vert. Both of these robots have taken out reasonably good opponents. Night Fury was taken out by Bert in very fine style. Good snipe shots all round. They're going to hope to do something here to Stratus. I wonder if they can reach the body of the robot. Certainly they can reach the wheels if they drive carefully. They'll have to watch out for that big vertical spinner on Stratus though. That thing hits hard.
Yeah, and that victory
Robot
earlier
here.
against Night Fury
Stand
was
by.
against a former champion, and they're facing another former
3,
champion here.
2, 1. Activate.
Okay, here we go then. Immediately into the TPU wedge is Stratus' weapon, and they seem a little bit stuck together. We may end up stopping this fight very quickly as well.
Yeah, we might need an unstick here, potentially. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
It's an unstick.
Stratus' weapon went straight in like a knife through butter. That was actually quite pleasing to
didn't
watch.
even make a sound.
It didn't. It was just like gone.
So, for those of you who don't know what's happening right now, because the robots are stuck together, it's a very boring situation when that happens. So they get unstuck, they get sent back to their starting squares, and we start again with whatever time was remaining on the clock.
Okay, here we go again. Ready?
Fight resuming in 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Here we go then. Back up to speed of both of these robots and straight back into the same hole, but they managed to get free again this time.
Almost like an action replay there. Well, I say action replay, lack of action replay, more like... Oh!
Big hit across the arena. Bert now inverted. I quite like the name Bert invert. Oh dear, the innards are now out. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
And that is a tap out for the Dutch destroyer. Stratus with another KO victory, showing why they're such a deadly force to be reckoned with.
It's like Spaghetti Junction has just happened in the arena.
Okay, we are here with Bert to Vert, and the inside's meant to stay on the inside of the robot. What happened exactly?
Well, it got hit, and then it got hit again, and then everything spewed out.
Yeah, Stratus is certainly a heavy hitter, but right at the start of the match, you both got stuck together, not once, but twice.
Yeah, that's what TPU is for, to get people stuck in, but it was fine, and yeah. I would rather have him still stuck in there than...
Well, it has to be asked, can you fix it?
Well, we have a spare chassis. I have different top panels. I have everything spare. So we will have probably enough time to fix it. Won't be lunch, though.
Yes, lunch is very important. We have to do lunch. Anyway, good luck with the repair job, and we hope to see you later on in the competition.
Thank you.
We are here with Stratus, coming off a pretty impressive win against Bert to Vert, although it came almost to a sticky end right at the beginning there.
Yeah, you know what? More and more people nowadays are using 3D printed materials, and that super soft squidgy stuff he was using, TPU, is really good for absorbing impacts. But as you can see, it doesn't split like hard plastic would. So when I hit it, it just got eaten. It just wouldn't come out. So. Yeah, it's really great stuff though, TPU, and it's cool to see how people are using it differently. I myself use it on my tyres for extra grip. I use it on the gears as well, so they flex with the wheels. But it's a really good material to use, so it's fun to see in robots.
So, most viewers will probably recognise you more for your BattleBot entry Monsoon, but this is a completely different animal.
Yep.
What possessed you to make this robot?
So a few years ago I built a robot called Straddle, which is a featherweight version of a robot called Huge, a really big robot that's competed on BattleBots. And this is the Beetleweight version of Straddle. And the idea with these types of robots is simple. It's everyone's going smaller and more compact, like Bert the Vert, really. And if I can come above them and hit the unarmored places, it's really good for dealing damage. Yeah.
So was there something that you saw in the Monsoon design that you thought wouldn't scale down to this size? Or is it just you haven't got around to making a mini Monsoon?
I think I have a design for a mini Monsoon that I'd love to build at some point, but this year I think running this was the right idea. I've just got married. We've been doing other stuff, so one day I think I would like to build a little Monsoon, but for now I'm just going to run this a bit longer because it's too much fun at the moment. So.
I mean, it's certainly a lot better progress in this tournament compared to last year's tournament, where you found that you kept finding your robot's tires in the out of the arena zone. How have you avoided this year?
I'm pretty happy so far. Since last year, I actually competed at 2 other events with a lot of these changes that you're seeing this weekend. So I'm happy so far with the reliability upgrades, but it's just a case of how long can it last throughout the entire weekend, because it's a very difficult robot to work on.
So you were a previous winner of Rapture. Yeah. Are you going to win it again this year?
I think I've got a fair shot, but my next fight is against the winner that was before me, so it's now 2 champions fighting, and that's going to be a rough one against Night Fury. It's a very scary robot. Could go either way.
Well, good luck in that fight and good luck in the tournament, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Right, so it's got here a little damage. That's sacrificial, and then this back here is a bit less sacrificial. Just bumped it here, over here, and then just ripped everything. It's fine. We'll get fixed. He'll be back.
Night Fury back now. The number 11 seeds lost their first fight to Bert to Vert. They are looking for a big win here against Igor, who have a game plan for Night Fury. Supposedly, John Luke confident in a setup that he is going to face the big horizontal with. We shall see if it pays dividends in the arena in just a moment. Night Fury, they need the points. This is all to play for.
Loaded into the arena for our next battle is a forkless Igor. They've gone for a solid plow, and I think that's probably a good idea, seeing as their opponent in this battle is Night Fury.
Yeah, Night Fury seeded 11th for this tournament. The very, very first Robot Rebellion champions, the Angry Fire Alarm itself. Hopefully they can do well here after a disappointing first round loss, but Igor is a very solid machine, a very well-driven machine, and that wedge is definitely something to watch out for.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Here we go then, box rush from Igor, but Night Fury still managed to get up to speed, and here comes the alarm.
Yeah, Igor was just giving them absolutely no chance to get spun up there, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out for them, but they are still able to use their pushing power and their wedge to their advantage. Night Fury struggling to really gain any purchase on the arena floor at the moment. Yes, the weapon is dangerous, but it's not dangerous if it can't move around and nearly out the arena there, Jevon.
I was going to say, Igor has spent a lot of this fight wedging, and it's excellent tactics. Meanwhile, Night Fury has spent most of this fight not on its wheels.
Yeah, whilst it is sort of gliding around the arena, it's not what you could call controlled movement.
That was
a big
new.
slide to the sidewall as well.
That polycarbonate was new, and you have broken it, and you should feel bad.
Oh, huge shot there under the wedge of Igor. Some damage has been done. Night Fury is not willing to give up just yet. The pit button has been pressed by Igor. They know now that Night Fury means business and might try and get them down. Huge hits all around the arena here.
But no hits to Igor just then. Igor is going to have to drive very carefully now to try and get Night Fury down the pit.
That wedge is certainly looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment. Night Fury is a very well-driven machine when the wheels get on the floor, and they are good at getting around the sides and hitting the weak points onto the robots, but the pit is right there for the take.
He's jumped back out! He's jumped back out, but it's all over. You touch the bottom of the pit, you are out of the match. But I have never seen a robot jump back out of this pit.
That was fantastic.
That is a first, ladies and gentlemen. A massive round of applause to the weapon power on Night Fury.
The first ever intentional anti-pit device.
Incredible.
What do I say to that? Like,
it went to plan, but not quite to plan. I had these protective side pieces; they've all gone. He's ripped the screws out again, like he did last time. Yeah. Well, the eyes were always going to go, but yeah, I have to say that worked very well. Very, very pleased with that. Very.
You just took them hits. Like, really, this wedge is kind of like the perfect size to get in underneath Sam's weapon.
Yeah, I mean it's very strong. It's 3mm titanium, and it hasn't got through yet. It's the same wedge I've always had, so very pleased with it so far. Well, hopefully I should be able to put the forks back on now, because I've got Bert for the next fight. I'm hoping to get underneath him and kind of try and take him to the sidewall, try and get him to go out of the arena or down the pit. But that's going to be a challenge.
Well, you say down the pit, if you can stay down the pit.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. I'm sure I pitted him, but a second later he was back, so I don't know.
Well, in the eyes of the judges, that was a win, and that was a very good win. You wanted that fight to keep going, inevitably.
Yeah, I was having fun. That was a good fight.
Night Fury is quite a formidable robot. You won the first challenger belt that we started doing. Is it starting to feel a bit, I don't want to say past its prime, because Igor obviously took them hits very well. I'd say he was on top for most of that fight. Where do you go from here?
Yeah, like you said, he was on top for a lot of the fight. He drove really well, and it's really solid. I wouldn't necessarily know if he's past its prime, but it's been around a while now, and everything else has pulled up a bit in terms of durability, so I can't just smash things anymore. This one is also quite battered. It needs a new sort of refresh one, I think.
How do you gear yourself up to sort of like accommodate for that curve in toughness, I suppose?
I mean, I could build something with a much nastier weapon on it, but I don't know if I can do that with this, and I'd rather do the fun-themed thing than try and build something really nasty.
Cool. Well, that was a very impressive fight.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you're always quite fun when you do come here, Sam, and I do enjoy seeing Night Fury do its thing. But I don't know. It's hard to call at the moment, but fingers crossed that you can kind of pull it back for your next fight.
Well, I've got Stratus next. So I don't know.
I'll cross both fingers and my toes, yeah?
I can't really hit him.
Well, good luck.
Well, the tactics paying off there for Igor lifts them up into joint second position with Bert to Vert, and that fight will close the show tonight. We will see Our two champions fight next though. It's top and bottom of the table as Stratus the Vert takes on Night Fury the horizontal. It's a physics match and usually the Vert comes out on top, but a horizontal took out Stratus's wheels last year. Can Night Fury replicate history here and do the same to Stratus? We shall find out as the 2021 champions take on the 2022. This is going to be an exciting match. It'll either be a full-on brawl or a one-hit wonder. Let's see which one it is down in the arena.
Loaded into the box is a match that I have been looking forward to all day. It is a match between two former champions of Robot Rebellion. It is Night Fury in the blue square and Stratus in the red square. This is nothing short of the most brutal fight that we could possibly have, and I am so excited for it. Last year, Stratus was taken out by a big horizontal. Can it happen again here?
Potentially.
Robot
Thank
is.
you.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Up to speed are Stratus and Night Fury, the hum of the siren. And a big hit as he goes flying, but the link is gone. One and done. And another scuff on our polycarbonate. An invoice is coming your way. But Stratus is winning this fight.
Seize.
Incredible power from the big-wheeled robot. A massive round of applause for our next 15-pointer. It is Stratus.
To tell you what, they could win it again this year with how they're performing so far.
Okay, we are here with a literal blink and you miss it match that happened between Night Fury and Stratus. Looked like it was a bit of a gentleman's agreement there to spin up the full.
Don't know what you mean. Don't know what you're on about. I don't know what would make you say that. No, I think we were both up for a proper slugfest. So spinning up all the way and then going in for the biggest hit possible was the plan, I think.
Yeah. We realised that we don't think, however the fight turned out, would actually affect who's going through. So we thought we'll just spin up, big hit, see what happens. Hopefully it's good to watch. There's a big spark.
That's it.
Yeah, it was good.
With these machines, you can't really test them, fully at home. The only way you can test them is in the arena in a fight. So I think for both of us, really, it was a test of durability and to see just what would happen if we go at full speed. So.
Speaking of durability, what do we like damage-wise on the robots there? I mean, we'll start with what's possibly the least damage, which is Stratus.
Nothing obvious, honestly. I think the hit that we had came up to here on the bar, which is fairly high up. And in the past, when I've had a horizontal hit, it would have bent, but it hasn't bent at all from what I can see. So I'm happy so far. Yeah.
And then speaking of bending, we have the damage that was caused to Night Fury.
Yeah, the disc is quite badly bent. As far as I can tell, that's it. The hub might be wrecked as well, but I think that it's not too bad overall. Might be able to do a side event tomorrow with it.
I was just about to ask if neither of you somehow don't manage to make it to top 16, will we see you later on in a whiteboard or a tag team match?
Oh, I think a tag team would be quite good fun, yeah. Or a rematch.
You historically hit your teammates in tag teams, though.
I don't know what you mean. Again, there's no history of this. No.
There's totally no history of Stratus being a wonderful tag team robot in any way, shape, or form.
No, not at all. No, I think Friendly Fire is always on. Friendly Fire is always on with robots. That's the thing. Yeah.
I'll send you the bill for my robot later. But there we go. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for what was possibly the greatest hit for this year's tournament.
Thank you.
Well, after that, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, of a fight. It's our final fight of the night, and it is between two robots that have both beaten Night Fury, but both lost to Stratus. Bert to Vert takes on Igor to decide who comes second in the heat. The lifter versus the vertical spinner. It'll be a battle of the ground game, I'm sure, but it will also be one of those matches that I enjoy. The slightly obscure, real human name fights. Igor, Bert, who will win?
Loaded into the arena in the blue square, we have Igor, currently sitting at 6 points. The lifter now reattached after they went full wedge mode against Night Fury earlier. It proved very effective. They're back to hoping to control the battle. They are against another 6-point machine in Bert to Vert. They took out Night Fury earlier on in fine style. Lost to Stratus, as has everyone in this heat so far.
And there's everything to play for here because the winner of this fight officially is second in the heat and has the potential to go through to the round of 16.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Judge Ryan has just said to the other judges there are no points for Stroop Waffles. There was bribery earlier on. I don't know if it's going to be needed. The sparks are flying. Igor with an eye patch is flung against the wall. Bert to Vert is hitting hard.
Bert to Vert did not take kindly to that box rush by Igor and is making them pay for it now with several huge hits, the sparks flying. Igor with the inverted wedge now, also that gives them a much bigger biting point for that spinner of Bert to Vert.
I'm not sure how good those lifting forks are acting either. They looked a bit floppy the last time I saw them hit. The arena button is pressed. The pit opened very quickly there.
And Bert to Vert just able to escape in the nick of time. But Igor now being pushed towards the pit.
And it's a win for Bert to Vert. The Dutch hopefuls come second in the heat.
Right, who wants to go first?
I suppose I will.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, linkage broke again on the fork, so I'm not surprised because I hit the ceiling again, which is fun. Went about as well as I expected, to be honest. It's an old machine, but the titanium held up, so that's good.
I mean, as soon as you're flipped upside down, I think, so you've got to kind of try and sort of combat that yourself, and especially up against a nasty spinner like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been the weakness with it. It's never been able to self-right, so I'm hoping with the next version that will change. I like the panic attack style forks, but that's got to go.
I mean, it took the hits, definitely took the hits.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Grab Crab and you think that's probably what Igor's going to turn into, something similar to that. So that's the future.
Luca, how did you think that went?
Pretty well. That's a good roofing. We like those. Yeah, it's doing amazingly for this little Dutch robot.
Yeah, you've come all the way from the Netherlands to fight today, and I always enjoy seeing you fight. I enjoy seeing what robots you bring. What's in store for us going ahead then into the sort of next round then? Because I believe you're second in the rankings now.
Well, honestly, I expect the robot to be in a bin bag by now. So we're just going to see we know one person in the rumble, the other one we have to find out. But we'll just see who's in there and just see what happens. And I mean, I've already made better than last year, so I could now leave. I could pack up.
I hope you don't. I hope you go further, to be honest, because you've got a very good robot here, and it was a very interesting fight. It was a good one, and that's pretty much it.
Well, before we wrap things up, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard for this heat. 15 points for Stratus sees them straight through to the round of 16 undefeated. Bert to Vert, they come second on 11. They will go into the play-ins. Igor and Night Fury, the seeds, they fall. And just like that, a second week in a row, the seeds have fallen. Will any more go? We will have to wait and find out. For Anderson Hill, Jimmy Cottam and Ty Daly, I've been Jevon Woodrow. We'll see you next time.